National Prayer Breakfast in Washington right now. About a minute ago, he was focused on portable airports. Want to get to Jeff Zeleny, CNN Chief National Affairs Correspondent, who has been monitoring this speech. Coming up on 30 minutes shortly, Jeff, on a wide variety of subjects.
Good morning, John. Look, we've seen many presidents address many national prayer breakfasts. Usually prayer and faith is a central message of the prepared speech. That is not the case this morning. The president did jokingly say at the beginning of his remarks talking about his path to heaven, but he did not dwell on that. One thing I'm struck by here, John, is he started out by going after a Republican member of Congress, Thomas Massie of Kentucky, calling him a moron, using his words there, and really going after him for voting against many initiatives of the Trump administration. But particularly, this is making clear that the Epstein files are still very front and center in the president's mind. Of course, Thomas Massie was the Republican leading the charge on releasing the files, getting that legislation through the president ultimately signed. So that was notable. But also the president not talking much really at all about immigration. We heard him yesterday talking to NBC News about how he would use a softer touch going forward on immigration, citing the events in Minneapolis. That may have been something that you might expect the president to mention at a prayer breakfast. Immigration has been front and center on the minds of faith leaders. They've been, some of whom have been very critical of the administration's tactics in Minneapolis, but the president not talking about using a softer touch, which he used in his interview with NBC yesterday. But John, by and large, this president could be giving this address to any group in any city in the country. It certainly does not sound like remarks usually directed at the prayer breakfast. And this is an annual tradition here in Washington. Democratic presidents, Republican presidents always address this group. But the president has done it many times before. They've heard these lines many times before. But again, not so much prayer coming out of this prayer breakfast.
No, you mentioned he did not talk about immigration in the United States. He did talk about it a little bit in Europe. I tried to keep a running tally of the subjects he was hitting after he talked about the idea that probably he'll make it to heaven. He called Thomas Massie a moron, as you said. He talked about Pete Hegseth. He talked about the fact that he believes he did win the popular vote in 2016. He did not. He talked about Afghanistan, Venezuela, Kristi Noem, crime. He was critical of President Biden, President Obama. He talked about the investment in the U.S. He said farmers didn't really want the money, but they took it anyway. He talked about drilling, and he gave VA Secretary Doug Collins credit for that, along with Doug Burgum. He talked about coal, wind, Europe not being recognizable, Davos, Tulsi Gabbard, the election raids. He talked about ISIS, portable airports, and then just before you came on, he was talking about rebuilding the military. That was my brief list. I'm sure I left some stuff out there, Jeff. So he's kind of, I don't know, covering the spectrum.
Covering the spectrum, a potpourri of topics there. I think you got most of them. Good note-taking this morning. I did notice the Doug Collins as well. Of course, he is the VA Secretary. Secretary Doug Burgum is the Interior Secretary, who's also the head of the Energy Council there. But look, the president, I think he's speaking to, just to make clear who he's talking to, a lot of Republican lawmakers in the room, faith leaders as well, but also talking about his narrow majority in the House of Representatives. Yes. That is something that is clearly weighing on the mind of the White House. That is really one of the biggest things that matters this year. That narrow majority will speak to the midterm election success, which really will guide the rest of his presidency. So that also is notable, but it's unclear how any of the remarks so far will actually help Republicans hold that majority.
All right, Jeff Zeleny, stand by, if you will. We continue to listen to President Trump at the National Prayer Breakfast. More after a quick break.
I won't be, think of it, I won't be president.
Disaster, the Chernobyl meltdown, coming soon on CNN and on the CNN app.
Pronamel, clinical enamel strength, can help us to keep our enamel for a lifetime. It's backed by science. It is clinically proven to strengthen our teeth. I would recommend this toothpaste to everybody. It's really an amazing product.
Welcome to Car Breakdowns 101. I'm your Professor Ice-T. If your car is out of warranty, a car breakdown could eat you alive. Look at that car. The transmission alone could cost you $3,000. And that engine, how much do you love your kidneys? Don't even get me started on the computer system. That's a small fortune. Do what I did and call CarShield. They get expensive car repairs taken care of so you don't have to. Class dismissed.
Call 800-449-7133.
Hi, I'm Caleb, and this is my story. I was born with osteogenesis imperfecta, or brittle-bone disease. I have broken my bones almost 200 times, and I have had 11 surgeries. But I didn't let that stop me. I love to bike ride, climb, race, and I'm learning how to stand and walk. But I can only do all of this because of generous people like you and Shriners Hospitals for Children.
And for the past 100 years, Shriners Children's has become family to millions of kids. But it's only possible because of people like you.
Shriners Hospitals for Children is only able to provide this world-class, life-changing medical care because of the generous gifts of people just like you.
Because of you, I can ride my bike. I can play basketball. Because of people like you, I can play the trombone. I can smile.
Will you send your love to the rescue today?
When you go online to loveshriners.org, you'll help make all of this possible for kids like me. Like me. Like me.
When you say yes to giving just $19 a month, only 63 cents a day, we'll send you this adorable Love to the Rescue blanket as a reminder of all the kids you're helping every day.
Your gift, no matter how small, can help a child today.
This is your moment to make a difference.
When you pick up your phone, I know you have it right there, and call to give. You're helping kids like me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Please call or go online now. If operators are busy, please call again or give right away at loveshriners.org.
Your gift makes a difference. Thank you for giving.
Age-related memory decline? Meet new Cunol Brain Health, the first and only tablet to combine 2 high-absorption ingredients, clinically shown to improve memory, focus, attention, and more. Trust Cunol for more comprehensive brain health support.
Do you have a life insurance policy you no longer need? Now you can sell your policy, even a term policy, for an immediate cash payment. Call Coventry Direct to learn more.
We thought we had planned carefully for our retirement.
But we quickly realized we needed a way to supplement our income.
Our friends sold their policy to help pay their medical bills. And that got me thinking. Maybe selling our policy could help with our retirement.
I was skeptical, so I did some research and called Coventry Direct. They explained life insurance is a valuable asset that can be sold.
We learned we could sell all of our policy or keep part of it with no future payments. Who knew? We sold our policy. Now we can relax and enjoy our retirement as we had planned.
If you have $100,000 or more of life insurance, you may qualify to sell your policy. Don't cancel or let your policy lapse without finding out what it's worth. Visit CoventryDirect.com to find out if your policy qualifies. Or call 1-800-651-0200. Coventry Direct, redefining insurance.
What's happening?
We're ordering up jokes for the show.
Oh, I want to try. Oh, that's just sick. Oh.
Not too sick for me.
Have I Got News for You, Saturday at 9 on CNN and next day on the CNN app.
All right, we're going to continue listening to this and bring you any details if there is news being made. But right now we have Democratic Congressman Jared Moskowitz with us, who has been listening to some of this. I am curious, just first off, what you make of the speech, which seems to be quite rambling. He's talking about many, many different things, one of which was that he has brought the country together. Has he?
Well, good morning. Thanks for having me. You don't feel united? I mean, there's just unity everywhere. I mean, just look at Minnesota. They look united. No, I mean, the president said lots of different things there. You know, he said he had plenty of time for religion. Like, look, I hope the president has a long life, but, I don't know if we have plenty of time. I'll say the word God. He said no one says the word God. I say the word God. I believe in God. So, I mean, look, the president's going off script. He likes to have fun with that. It's always a joy to watch when he goes off script. There's someone backstage, taking a shot every time he goes off script. But, look, this is part of the deal. that we get with him.
Last night, and you just brought it up too, he was reminded of the chaos his immigration crackdown has caused in Minnesota after federal agents killed 2 citizens. Trump last night or yesterday acknowledged that Alex Peretti and Renee Good should not have been killed, as he put it. And you Democrats aren't satisfied with words. You're demanding that DHS Secretary Kristi Noem be removed from office. And I know that you said this, but I want our audience to see how you put things, asking for Trump to bring back his alter ego from The Apprentice to deal with Noem. Listen.
We need Apprentice Trump. Where is that guy? Look, let me remind him who he used to be real quick.
You're fired. 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 You're all fired. All 4 are fired.
Where is that guy? What happened to him?
Now, look, Donald Trump has shown no signs that he is going to fire Noem. So what are you willing to do about it?
Well, look, I think Noem the secretary should be either resign, remove, or eventually impeached. And I think if we do that, we need to set up a process for that. I mean, first, let me address the video. What is so strange is that the president made a living off of getting rid of the weakest link of a team. People tuned in. He made millions of dollars. It was a very popular show. And now somehow someone convinced him that firing people is now weakness. I mean, imagine The Apprentice if nobody got fired. He would be surrounded by worthless, useless people, and the show would have been canceled in a year. It's probably why his current ratings are down. And so, look, she's the weakest member of his team. Not a single Republican in the House, not a single Republican in the Senate is going to the TV to defend her. You know, some of these policies I don't agree with, but let's use just, Republican metrics. She's behind on building the wall. She's deported less people than Barack Obama. She's not sending any FEMA money out. I mean, so by what success does she have for the president of the United States? If you're the president and these are your policies, some of which I disagree with, if these are your policies, where's her success? So, look, that's why he's now buried her. He's moved her aside. Holman has come into Minnesota. He had a cabinet meeting the other day. He didn't even let her speak. Fire her, Mr. President. It's what made you popular on that show.
Look, President Trump will argue, look, the border is quiet. There are certainly not the number of people coming in that came in during the Biden administration. Do you think that he has done a good job when it comes to that section of his immigration crackdown?
Yes, I think what's going on at the border is definitely an improvement over the last 4 years. There's no doubt about that. But that's not because Noem goes down there and wears a different hat every press conference, right? That's because of policies. That has nothing to do with her. Everything she's touched is not going well. I mean, just go ask red states trying to get their FEMA reimbursement after major disasters or their Homeland Security grants. Go talk to some of these people in Homeland, right? Remember, there's 22 different departments in Homeland. None of them are doing well. Go ask the Secret Service how they're doing under Secretary Noem. There was a FEMA council that was set up to do FEMA reforms. They were supposed to issue a report. The White House had to cancel her final meeting because her report was a disaster. That report has never been issued. So there's just no wins for her anywhere. And I think the American people want to turn the page. It's why you see, Senator Tillis, Senator Murkowski, Senator Collins all saying she should be fired. It's why you see Senator Kennedy saying he's happy Tom Homan is in charge. It's why you see Congresswoman Malliotakis saying all options should be on the table of who runs that department, right? And it's why you saw John Thune, the leader of the Senate, say that, well, it's up to the president if he wants to keep her. That's a nice dodge, John. Not a real, not real confidence in the secretary.
Congressman Jared Moskowitz, always fiery from you early in the morning. Thank you so much for joining us. There are a lot of serious issues, though.
It's the coffee.
It's the coffee. Yeah, well, I need some of what you're drinking. Thank you so much. I do appreciate you. All right. We will be right back, and we are still listening in on the National Prayer Breakfast.